Oil in Nigeria is being stolen by people in government. You cannot tell me today that anybody can say that somebody is kidnapped, kept somewhere, and they're using phone to negotiate with his family.
I told you we have been begging Peter Obi to stop talking. People say no, he should talk. He's not talking enough. In the CNN interview, he's saying almost the same thing. Now the man of the talk, wahala don dey everywhere. He's causing problems everywhere. You are issuing threats. You are calling him a saboteur. They are saying that the man is trying to cause anarchy in the system. And this is the same people that were saying, don't allow this man talk. He knows what he's doing. It was Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, his running mate, in a live interview that was saying that we know the security problem of this country, but we choose to remain quiet. We will solve it when we get there. Una say no! We want to hear the security problem. We want to know how you're going to solve the problem. See Peter Obi now, see his video where he described just an inch of how security will be handled. See while everywhere. I've been a crude oil theft that he spoke about. Can you ask your principal as the candidate that you are campaigning for to discuss these same issues? Can they boldly say it? Let's beg Peter Obi to stop talking, because now the problem is that you people are not ready for the truth. We are not ready as a country. We are not ready for the truth. We just deceive ourselves. Those of you that said that he should talk, we have not heard him. Does he have substance? He's just speaking about the peripheries and the shallow and the pedestrian and the surface conversation. Now here are the deep issues. Here, Peter Obi, can you take it? Can you take the truth? Una go fit take the hard truth. See hard truth now. Watch the video and share this video. Let them hear the hard truth about the reality. Peter Obi has replied to Oshomole. He has called him out. Oh, you come and defend. You don't know anything. You are not ready. You think this is don't say politics. You just wake up and open your mouth. Bah! You are not following conversations. You are calling events and things that will not even in his government because you just heard. Now when they do beer parlor conversations, you just carry microphone, you dey talk. Oh yeah, Peter Obi. And let's share this video. Let it get to them that the man has started talking. And if guys not taking, he will keep talking. Since you want to have an issue-based conversation, issue-based electionary campaign, we go hear them. Call your candidate to be talking to. Oh yeah, Mona start 1-0. Mona reply him. Mona, I'm on my phone.
Oil in Nigeria is being stolen by people in government. Nobody can steal oil. It's not a sweet. You can't go into grocery shop and steal something and put it in your pocket and go away on your back. You can't steal oil like that. For you to steal oil, a ship has to come into your territorial waters, load the oil. And no ship can go into a nation's territorial waters without the approval of its navy. And you load it. For you to leave, you have to have approval. And everybody knows where every ship is on the surface of the earth. It's something that is recorded. So, if somebody is able to take away oil, there's a high level connivance between external and internal people who have organized for the oil to leave. And you can even trace the oil to where it is offloaded. So it's not something, it's not an easy thing to steal. It can only be done officially.
The former governor of Edo State said, and the clip is actually on Twitter, he said that if you could not deal with insecurity in Anambra State, how would you deal with it in the national space?
On issue of insecurity, I think also, just like you found it and is in the Twitter space, I think there's enough answer to him in the Twitter space. You know, and I can tell you, he mentioned even something that was not existing when I was in government. He called Bakassi people. Bakassi people have been gone far before I even came into government, showing somebody who doesn't have knowledge of what happened while I was there. So if people say, so he mentioned that wasn't the case. Let me tell you, come 2023, one thing that we must decisively and aggressively deal with is the issue of security. Insecurity is number one thing that is impacting Nigerian economic growth today. And you need to deal with it as quickly as possible. And I assure you, when I said I'm going to be in charge, that it stops at my desk, we will deal with it decisively. People will say, so how are you going to deal with it? You need to overhaul the entire security architecture. Ensure that it is put in place aggressively, including having multi-level policing, federal, state, community. Train them properly, equip them properly, and provide them with modern gadgets. It is there. You cannot tell me today that anybody can say that somebody is kidnapped, kept somewhere, and they are using phone to negotiate with his family. In this time and age, if he's sick, they even invite doctor to go and treat him, but police doesn't know where they are. Forget it. We are not going to take that for one day. Go and check what I did with security in Anambra State. Go and ask people. And I made sure that all communities in Anambra State, everyone had community security system paid from the office of the governor. We provided every community vehicle, a pickup vehicle, brand new, with gadgets for security purposes. No state in this country has done that. Every community, I didn't say police army, we provided police, army, but every single community. And I can assure you, we will do exactly that, because at the heart of whatever we're going through today is security, and it must be decisively dealt with.
So, Baba, you hear of Peter Obi interview yesterday now, when he say government they plan to arrest him because he say na government they steal oil for Nigeria. Baba, the man dey right. I'll show you some things now. I dey on board the unanimous vessel. I no go like to mention name. This ship wey dey see so na VLCC. As you can see, I'm a very large cargo carrier. Look am. You see the size of the ship. You dey see the size. This ship wey dey see fit carry 1 million barrels minimum. At least give and take minimum 1 million barrels of crude oil. Now there is something called the AIS. We have all these things. Now they take track vessel. All these things. Every navy of every country in the world get these things. All these things. The moment a vessel enter your territorial water, this thing go see am. The moment any vessel, even from like 1,000 miles from your port, they go don see am, say they come. All these things they take and they track vessel. You see all those green things you see there. Now vessels the way they come the place where I did, then still dey far, but this thing don't catch them. Say then they come. Now all these things, now things wey dey track vessel. This particular one now, this one is called GPS, Global Positioning System. Then the other one I first show now, this one are the AIS, Automatic Identification System. Now you see all these things, there is another one where they call Long Range Identification Tracker, LRIT. Now there is no how where ship of this magnitude, ship of this size, go enter Nigeria, load crude oil, sail out without being noticed. And they tell us that nobody know when he come, nobody know when he go. You understand me? Already the moment any ship just dey approach your territorial water, the navy from the control room go don see am. You understand? But to say navy no know when ship come go, nobody know when ship come go, custom no know when ship come go. Abba. Make dem tell those things to the dust now. How can you be talking to people as if say we be as if say we dey daft, as if say we be fool? So when Peter Obi say na government dey steal oil, nobody. The man dey very right. So this small thing I just show you now, this thing I just show you. Look at the size of this ship. Look at the size of this ship. How can something like this enter our territorial water and no